Hey, it's Ruth Marquis. Welcome to Ruth and Real Estate, Ruth and Real Estate Market Update. Welcome to Ruth and Real Estate. It's our real estate show. All right, so let's get it done. Today's topic is Black men need to buy real estate. Black men need to buy real estate. Now, here's how I thought this was going to go. I thought that it was going to be the men that buy more homes than women. But that's not what the research shows. The research shows that women are more likely to buy homes than men. Now, what is buying a home? Woo, woo, woo. Like, what does it matter? Hey, Lalu, how are you? Buying a home, right? it's it's like the start to your like financial freedom. Some people think of it as a liability, which it could be, right? Because you have to keep paying for things. If you're on here, say hi. If you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay, right? It could be for a while, but because it's America's forced savings plan. See, if you would have took the money and put it in the stock market, you would have done, but you're not doing that. You're not doing that. But what you are doing is buying a home and paying monthly, because you're always going to have to pay for shelter, right? Until you don't, because you own one, right? When you're renting something, you don't own it. So there's no end date on how much, on when you stop paying for it, right? When you own something, there's an end date. Maybe, you know, maybe it's 360 payments. True. A lot of payments, Ruth. However, without that, it can be 720 payments. Come on, somebody. So now, what would I say to men who want to buy a home? Well, if you want to build a legacy, men, and y'all know y'all like y'all some legacy. If you want to have children and get married, sorry, let me say right, get married and have children one day, right? It's on you. You gotta vet. You gotta watch Ruth and Relationships. Ruth and Relationships. Let me get your head to bed. If you watch that show, you will learn how to vet for the right woman. How to vet for the right woman, right? Y'all get married. Married people are literally killing it compared to single people. Okay? They really are. If you think about it. Average, I know on Instagram everybody's a millionaire. However, on average, the numbers state that men are making about $47,000. They make $896 a week. That's the median income, meaning most likely most men are making this number. Okay, so when you do the math, it's almost $47,000, a little short than $47,000 a year. Okay, if you get together with a woman who's making 45, 43, an average earning woman and an average earning man automatically give you $90,000 in your household. That 90 is going to beat the 45 by yourself all day, every day. So that's one way married people are winning. Married people are more likely to go buy a home. I didn't get the stat for that yet, but obviously it's more. I mean, I can find it, but this is like the logical step, right? That they say, oh, get married, get my home, these are the logical steps. Um, so now you're capturing. Now, wait. It was two people. Check this out. This is the best part. It was two people paying individually to live somewhere, right? This is what y'all not getting. Well, this is what I hope you can get. Two people were paying an average. Y'all paying not. Let me pull up the demographic. I got your demographics. I got your statistics. $920 is the median rent payment before all of this. Rent skyrocketed. Before that, this was the number, right? $920. That's the what most people pay in rent. That's the old numbers. I listen. I don't do them. I don't do the number. I don't crunch these numbers prior to this year. I would say, right? All right. So If those two people were paying 1840, and now you're paying 920, and then it goes even lower because when you buy a home, most times, right? If you buy at the right time, um your mortgage payment will end up being less than 30% of your income a lot of the time. I have the stats for you. Lately, it's been more, but it's usually cheaper, and I say usually for a reason, to rent, to buy instead of rent. Usually cheaper to buy instead of rent. Overall, definitely cheaper to buy instead of rent. Overall. All right. So now y'all take this 1800, y'all both paying 920. Take that 1840 and turn it down to 920 or less. You're freeing up a lot of income. Okay. So that's the benefits of being married. Now, if you're not married, why are women valuing home ownership more than men? If we're gonna go to my theories, it could be we like stability. Men are like if you really get to know men, it's like they're not gonna do nothing they don't have to do. Okay, y'all. I got the jig is up. I know what it is. Like y'all are, I think maybe it was the women wanted that house, the women wanted the wedding. And since y'all not doing well in relationships right now, like it just declined, right? Because y'all was the ones, y'all had to be the ones buying homes before because women were not really in the workforce like that back in the day. Back, not just 20 years. Back in the day, right? So they done creeped up and past you now. It's not like it's an enormous amount, guys, but it's still significantly more women owning property than the men. Okay. So if men find it hard to get married, they don't want to get married, it's financially against them to get married, they don't want to build nothing. They're like, yeah, forget it. Right. Right. But I need more men to own their home. It'll inspire them to go build out that family they want versus how it is right now, scatter seed everywhere, the kids everywhere. Listen, I respect those men too that bring all the kids to housing. But anyway, there's a lot of men that don't have children yet. There's a lot of men, but what y'all have to understand, men, is that this is the stepping stone to whatever you want to build. If you cannot get funding as a Black man, what options do you have? You can take money out of your home. Now, when the men are buying homes, they are making good moves when they are buying the homes. But the problem that I'm facing right now is that there's not enough separation. Like it was only men and women. It wasn't like Black men versus Black women. It wasn't um, you know, married versus single. They just they lump everything together. So they haven't separated it. I haven't found a study that does that. So when I do, I'll let you know. So I just want to shout out to the single women who have supported me all the years in buying homes from Ruth Marquis Group. Thank you all. I love y'all, and thank you very much. And yeah, they doing their thing. Okay, and shout out to also the men realtors that get in the game and they end up doing the investing. So I just had to put that out there. Okay, a lot of my people, like I saw this guy from like, is that him from years ago? I'm like, what is he doing around here? They come in as realtors and they start investing like crazy. So shout out to the men. The women, we seem a little more hesitant now. There are some women flippers, but the men, they be going at it. They I was like, okay, I see you. But it's not everybody, but they are more likely to take the risk. And so shout out to them for that. Just had to throw that out there. So why are we talking about this today, Ruth? We're talking about this because if our men are doing well, then they will be inspired and they will want to be married and have children and build their legacy and build a community. Remember, men and women get together, get into quality relationships to build quality families that build quality communities that leave quality legacies. That's how you leave legacies through the family. I've seen where the woman was making more, the man comes in, and then they start inspiring each other to keep going up and up and up. Now the man is taking over. The woman can sit back and have the kids, and the man is taking over now. We have to come to an agreement and we have to work together. I'm not saying that men need to go out, buy their own house, stay by themselves, and all that stuff. I am saying that um, that if we want to take the very next step, instead of doing the rat race, taking the very next step, let's step up and buy these homes. Let's step up and take advantage of prices going down in this current moment, and interest rates going down from how sky high they were. Let's take advantage of that. And the one thing I will give you is that men tend to be so reasonable. Oh my gosh, like it's easy to deal with men. I'm sorry. It's not that many. I did have one very uncertain. Like they won't, like if they're uncertain, they're not gonna do it. But a lot of very decisive men, they're like, okay, this meets my needs. Let's do it. This makes common sense, and it's like a common sense thing to me, right? But the women, they have to find the sparkle and the gem, and sometimes I've seen this happen, y'all. I've seen where she was so fixated on getting that bomb house that nothing was good up front. And by the end of it, they end up getting a worse home than if they would have just gotten the first one that the man wanted to get. I've seen it happen. So it's very important that you work together, y'all listen to each other, not just what she wants, what he wants as well. And I'm telling you, when you leave some of these decisions, like I know we're taught not to let men decide, but when you start leaving it to them, baby, they had some good logical reasoning. I'm telling you, these men, I'm telling you. So, because I have experience like listening to women. I'm like, it seemed like every time I listen to y'all, we going on our emotions, our fantasies, and everything, and I end up being in trouble. And I'm sick of this. Okay, so the man is going to give me that. Um, this is what we have to do response, not the what I would love to do, right? What I would love to do will probably get me in trouble, right? What I would love to do is get that more expensive home. I seen the women get into stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, they got into a whole mess because they thought they were so right, and I'm just like, okay, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble, and but the men, they are very cautious about getting into things that's over their heads. So that's what I would say about the men and the women. And my goal is to inspire more men to become homeowners and start leveraging real estate to put them in a better position. I have gotten to talk to very prominent millionaires, Caucasian men that are they're building all over the country. And when I asked them the secret was them buying their first home helped to jumpstart them to do big projects and big things. I mean, it was amazing. And I was like, that was such a duh moment, like duh, right? But we don't think about it like that. We don't think of our house as like, I'm going to use house and leverage it to go do this big project. We don't think about it like that. So I know that the men, if they can really wrap their head around it, that business that you want to fund, hey, real DJ Trail, the business that you want to fund, the things that you want to do, once you get that house, you'll be able to, and you could tap into that equity, you'll be able to make your dreams come true, right? You might need to leave, like, they might give you up to 80% of the value of the home, right? So you're going to have to buy something. And this is the difference between a man and a woman buying a house. Women, we're going to go top of the line, everything done, everything's perfect and beautiful, shiny, everything, and pay more money. But the men are going to lean to the fixer. But the men these days now, they want something nice too. But some men are like recently, one of my buyers was like, "Listen, I am not trying to pay over X amount of dollars. I don't care what this house is going to be. I'm just going to pay that amount." And I was like, refreshing. I like refreshing. No, because after a while, I was just like, "Here's what's going to happen, y'all. Y'all gonna say I don't like these houses, and then we gonna have to up the price, and then we gonna have, that's when we gonna find a house that we like." But this guy was like, not a dollar more. I said, you can find what you want. Like if you, I'm gonna let you pick it. If you can say I will live here, I will get you that house, friend. I really would. So, so what do you need to buy? So men will buy a home that is more affordable, and we'll get to the stats, and I'm gonna prove it to you. And ooh, men will also buy. They will make more money on that home, right? Because they will buy it lower, like a good home in a valuable neighborhood for a lower price, And then when they go to sell it, they will sell it for more money than the women will. So they will, it's, first rule of real estate is you make money in the buy, right? You make money when you buy real estate. Because if you bought it too high, then you will not be able to get the most out of the deal. Okay. That's real estate investing 101. So when you buy it and it's reasonable, but the reasonable ones is going to have that bathroom that needs to be redone and that kitchen that needs to be redone that y'all just can't stand. So you see what I'm saying? So this is where we are. So if you're a man watching this, a woman watching this, and you're like, Ruth, what do I have to do to buy a home? Here's four quick things that you will need to buy a home. First, you need 2 years of work experience. It doesn't have to be you've been on this job for 2 years. But if you have 2 years of work experience, my lender will go and find like the last 4 years you was working here. Like they will document that, John, and put that through. Okay. So you don't have to necessarily be 2 years on the same job, but you need to have 2 years working experience that you can prove. The second thing you need is to save at least $10,000. It depends on what kind of home you're buying. If you're buying a single home and you want to, like, the more you add to it, the more you want, just add another 10. Add another 10, baby. Like, I got you. But add another 10. Hey, Jenica, how are you? So, and then if you want to, right now, the city's offering Philadelphia. If you live in Philadelphia, they're offering a $10,000 grant. You can get that grant. I had a client got the grant. They got it in like less than a month. And that was it. This is the time. Y'all have to be like on it when it comes. When it shuts down, it's no opening that back up until they want to. All right. So then the third thing is your credit score has to be a 620. Okay, 620. You don't have to have a perfect credit score. Matter of fact, you can have thousands and thousands of dollars. She says, hey, how are you, honey? It's you can have thousands of dollars in medical bills. I mean, a lot, and they won't count it. Okay, so there's rules to this. You just got to talk to me. Got to schedule that phone consultation, and then the debt to income ratio. Your debt can't be like super crazy. And if it is super crazy, like your student loans can affect what you buy, right? But there are ways around it. There's a way to qualify it. There's a way to make it not as bad as it is. But your debt to income, if you have 5 car notes, is going to affect you. So those are things you have to consider when you're buying a home. So now the stats. Although women earn 83.1 cents on the dollar to men. Hey Tim, how are you? Um, Women are earning less money, but they're still buying homes more than men. I want to ask the men why. Why, men? Why? I have my theories. But why are the women wanting to buy the home and not the men? He says, I'm good. That's good. Happy New Year. All right. So let me show you this article by Lending Tree. If you don't believe me, beep. Hold on. I always forget to send y'all the link so y'all can hop in one too. All right. So single women own more homes. All right. And let me show you where they own more homes. All right. Y'all see this? Okay, cool. Home ownership gender gap. Single women own more homes than single men. All right. That's the 83.1% on the dollar. Okay. Lending Tree analysis of the U.S. Census Bureau finds that single women are more likely than single men to own a home in 48 of 50 states. Okay. All right. So they own 2.64 million more homes. Um, so single women own 12.9% of owner-occupied homes versus 10% than single men. Louisiana has the highest amount of women that own homes. Let's see. Florida has the largest gap in home ownership rate among single women and single men. The gap is 4.55%. And Wyoming has the smallest gap. All right, so here go the states with the largest share of single women homeowners: Louisiana, Alabama, South Carolina. Yep, you see the map? All right, see New York is over here. So we got Louisiana, okay, Florida, New Mexico, Mississippi, Delaware. That's interesting. All right, Delaware, West Virginia, New York, and Ohio. Dang, even in New York, the women. Come on, man. Come on, man. Where y'all at? Where y'all at, man? Come on. Come on. The women are making less money than you, and they're buying a home. They're buying a home. So, all right. So let's talk about the factors. Single women prioritize home ownership more than single men. They're more likely to make sacrifices than single men. Jenica says, interesting fact. Yes. Um, this will help explain why single women owe a greater proportion of homes than single men, even if they're less financially well off. Okay. It says women younger than 30 earn 90 to 99% of what men earn. 30 women younger than men. Okay. Home ownership isn't just a young person's game. So, but the women have to watch out because they have these higher payments. Okay, they have these higher payments. So, the next article says this is the point that I was making earlier, where but the men are making more money when the men are buying. When the men own, I mean, women own more than the men, but the men are still up there with them, right? It's not like devastating them, but it's just more. That's all. Single women own more homes than single men, but they pay more too, right? So it's like the women have closed one gap just to open another. So, but single women may win out on home ownership rates in general, but they don't come out on top financially. Okay. So we're buying home on the average 2% more than the male counterparts, but they're selling their homes for 2% less. So they're losing on the negotiations, they're losing on listing it, and that's like $5,000. All right. So the reasons study, the reasons are in the location, the timing, the reasons why the women are making less money on the house than the men. This is why you have to take the time to understand and learn the game. They kind of lean on their experts, do their research, and kind of know what's up. Like, all right, so let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. There comes a point, man. Okay, let me do my thing, man. Okay, let me do my thing. Like the women like there are women that be like boom, 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 right? But they come in like, okay, this, that, like they like try to take control of the process. Like, listen, you choose the house, and I tell you what the process is going to be. Lean on your expert, but they do have some working knowledge of, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. They may hold firmer in the negotiation. They may have more money down. Not I don't know the numbers for this, but they let me see my experience. The men do, ooh, yes, especially the last couple of ones I had. The men will put down a large sum of money if they have it, right? If they have it, they got the money. They're not like barely getting it. They got a good amount set aside. They got this done. They got that done. So therefore, they can negotiate better because you have to understand that if you have a bigger down payment, you're more confident going into that negotiation. If you're just saving, barely getting the $10,000, if you're giving me minimum, you're gonna have to hurt in another area. That's why I say minimum $10,000. If you have more, then you can negotiate even better. you're giving the realtor more to negotiate with. Now, Ruth, the realtor, is going to find every way she can to save you money. I know you have to buy furniture. I know you have to buy, fix up some things. I know you have to make the place look good. You got to decorate. I know all of those things. So I'm going to negotiate top to bottom, everything I can, save you money, put you in the best position possible. But when we need that money, please have that money so we can get you in the house. That's most important. First is getting you in the house. Second is saving you the money. That makes sense? Okay. But yeah, the guys be like, I was like, you sure you not want to be real? You sure you don't want to be realtor? Okay, let me do my job. All right, let me do it. I'm just doing it, guys. Y'all do your thing. But yeah, it's so good to work with educated clients. It's real good. And then once I showed them, like, okay, this is you did good. But let me do my thing. Then they be like, all right, Ruth, you got this. And I appreciate y'all. I did. All right, let's go back to this. Um, so women we find that women purchase properties that are listed at higher relative prices and choose to list for lower relative prices. In addition, women negotiate worse discounts relative to the listed price. They soft on the negotiation a little bit, right? Um, So the men are prone to buy risky properties, the fixer uppers, right? Which often, um, which often wait, offer a higher return in exchange for that risk. So you have a higher, you know, more risk, more return. So they tend to also invest more in housing maintenances and upgrades. So they're going to be upgrading the house. I walk into a listing appointment and I'm just looking at this dryer situation. So you got to clean out the ducts for your dryer or it causes a fire. And I'm just like, hey, I'm trying to tell these women, y'all think I'm just like, oh, she always talk about the men. I'm like, y'all don't understand. Ladies. When you're buying a house with a man, child, it's a different experience. Okay. Let me talk to my ladies real quick, okay? When you're buying a house with a man and they talk about day one, they want to cut down the trees. They're gonna feel like a year later, like, oh my gosh, that is so true. This is the fact. Okay. So the ones that are moving in as a couple, the men go to town on their house. One renovated the house in 1 week. He was a contractor, so we go and give him that. Like literally 2 weeks later, did the house look totally different. Even though me and him was about to go to blows about him complaining about a repair, I said, "You gonna get this 90,000 in equity?" Now I'm about to list his house because they love me for that. They're like, "Ooh, made us some money." I was like, I know. I wasn't gonna let you shoot yourself in the foot. I wasn't gonna let you lose that money. So, um, another one was like removing the trees. The house looked totally different. The women do good. Like that, some women they can decorate the mess out of their house. Shout out to the women. Shout like I just drove by a client's house. I swear to you not. She going over this with me. I'm like, this child painted the front of the house. I'm saying this girl is always working on her house. There are some women that are fantastic with homes. Trust me and believe. But the repairs part is important as well. So I'm not sure what she's done in repairs in a couple of them, but yeah, it's important. Like I was talking about the dryer ducts. He cleaned them. I just saw all the dryer lint, and I was like, "Oh, you just cleaned them up." He's like, "Yeah, based on his job, he knows that it was a fire hazard." I was like, "That is so good. Women, we would not know. We would not know." So it's just that's why it's so good to watch it the show, even though you've already bought a home. My last article is this demographics. We got to check this out, guys, because I'm finding the root of the problems. Okay, I'm finding the root of the problems. Ruth the reporter is here. She got your back. Okay. Who else? Who else? I could take a pretty picture on Instagram if you want me to, but that's not going to help you buy a house. That's not going to make you smarter about buying a house. But this right here is going to help you. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you like it. You got to support the content, guys. If I don't ask you enough, I'm sorry. I apologize. But I need those likes. I need those subscriptions. Okay. Go subscribe on YouTube. And yeah, please do that. Love y'all. All right. So here we go. And let me know if you like the comment, like the content. Comments are key. Love it. Please. Thanks. All right, here we go. I'm gonna make this bigger so you can see that more than you can see me. Okay, cool. Y'all see this? Black demographics. Make it your friend. Make it your friend. You wanna know where all the people getting the stats? Black demographics. That's what we say. All right. So with this, let's learn about ourselves here. All right. So it says many working class Black Americans struggle to obtain affordable housing. Okay. Don't get me started on public housing, because we need to make that jump from coming out of that into owning. Oh, okay. So some of this is because of the housing crisis back. Okay. And we take longer to recover. So we went from 46 to 41.5, 41.4. And that means more than half of all African Americans rent. Okay. Now, here's the crazy part. Y'all ready for this? 56.3% of renters spend more than 30% of their income on rent. Now, it's down from 59.2% in 2012, but it's still up. Okay. So that means it's not recommended that you spend more than 30% of your income on rent because that's going to make it hard to live. Okay. So, let me see. Now, now it's difficult for Black people to make ends meet, um, especially since they have also experienced a large increase in gross median rent. Watch this, between 2012 and 2017, right? All right, I'm back. Sorry, guys. All right, we back. So make sure you share this live. All right, check this out, y'all. Most people are share my screen information. People are paying 4% are so you know put like $500. Sorry about that, guys. So we said $900 a week turns into $750 after taxes. I don't know about your taxes, but I'm guessing a third of that is $250, right? So you have $250 per week. That's $1,000. If you're paying $1,000 per month, you are paying over 30% of your income in rent. And when you get past that 30% mark, you're pushing it. You're pushing it. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong, we live off of this because we know especially in the cities that you may have to pay $1,500 to live where you want to live. You may have to pay up to $2,000 to live in a neighborhood that you desire to live in. Okay, so 1,000 might put you somewhere, but it's somewhere you don't want to be. So people still pay it, but just know that it's going to cut into your standard of living. It's going to make it more difficult to make ends meet, and that's why if you're paying over $1,000, you definitely need to be on a budget, especially at that mark of $47,000 a year. It sounds good until you take them taxes out and you really see what you're left with, and then you understand why it's so hard to save. It's so hard to do anything and move about in this world. Okay, so now let's move on, because here at Ruth and Real Estate, we peel back the onion layer, right, of the issue till we get to the root, till we get to the problem, till we get some solutions here. So for some reason I gotta share again. Let's do this. Oh, okay, yeah, just a bit cut off. All right, let's go back to this. You see where it says monthly owner cost as a percentage of household income. So it says 64%. Total USA is 72%. And less than 30%. Do you see how most people are paying less than 30% as an owner. That's what that means. Less than 30%, 64%, 72% of people are paying less than 30% in all of America. Now, when you go to the rent, okay, the rent when you're renting, you're paying less than, check this out, less than 30% in your rent, meaning your rent is affordable. Is 43% of people have affordable rent, and 56% of the people have less affordable rent. So basically, as a Black person, it would make sense for you to buy because it's costing you more money to rent than it is to buy. Here, it really doesn't matter because 50% of the people and all the total of USA, right? Total USA are it's split in half. Some are living above their means and some are living below their means. Okay, but for us, it's clearly more people struggling. This is why you see more people struggling because they're paying more than 30% of their rent. But this is like something normal that people are paying more than 30%. They just barely just trying to qualify for that mortgage. And so we have to talk about that next level of how about we have an affordable mortgage or we make more money? Right? Let's talk about that. How about we have an affordable mortgage or we make more money? The problem is it's three parts. Affordable mortgage, make more money, or pick a cheaper house. Most of the time I have to kick that option out because people won't pick a cheaper house. Instead of saying, here's a house, let's just get this one and make it what it needs to be. A lot of times people say, this house is not perfect enough. But what they don't understand is if you wait a little bit, you can get the kitchen exactly the way you want it to be versus paying top dollar for that flipped house, for that flipped home. Until a couple years ago, you guys couldn't even flip in the areas that you wanted to. You couldn't even buy a home that you like the inside of. I'm being real with you. You could not buy a home in the neighborhoods that you wanted to be in. They were not flipping there. You understand? It was too expensive to flip there, and they couldn't. The price would only go up so high. Only last 2 years, you will see flipped homes, very nice homes in the neighborhood. Y'all never been inside the homes. People were living in those neighborhoods that you want to live, and baby, they were not living nice. They were just making it. You saw the numbers. Half of them, come on, like that's so accurate. Half of the people keep up with their property, and half of the people, their property was dusty on the inside. That's real. Okay. Now the price, now that the prices can shoot up to $300,000 for a row home, people didn't mind coming in and flipping that row home for you and you buying it at 270. You get what I'm saying? So when the prices went up, it's because y'all were buying the flippers. Like y'all kind of added to the problem too, right? So if you were just like, nah, we're good on the flip, we're good. We're gonna pay 170 versus 270, and we're gonna pick a home that needs a little bit of love, tender love and care, TLC, and we're going to save that 100,000, or we'll save $60,000 and have that equity. Not a lot of people were making that move. Not a lot. Nope. But you know who are the winners though? The people that bought the house in the neighborhoods they want to. They were like, Ruth, it's not my dream, but they bought it anyway. But baby, you know what the dream was? When they sold the house and they made almost six figures. Or they still can because they bought low. They bought when it was lower. Okay. So that's the beauty in home ownership. The men need to definitely get in the game. Um, yeah, definitely need to. That's it. That's it for today. Guys, thank you so much for watching Ruth and Real Estate, Ruth and Real Estate Market Update. I would love to know what your thoughts are about home ownership and men. Women, we got this. We got this. We listen. We're doing what we gotta do. More women need to buy homes. More men need to buy homes. But me personally, I prefer y'all to buy them together. If that's all right with you, then that's all right with me. I would prefer that because let me tell you something, and I'm gonna let you go. Nothing's worse than when a single woman she saved and scrimped and fought to get her 10,000 or whatever money she had to buy that house, and then she moves into the house. She can't fix the roof. She can't fix none of that stuff. It's like if you say any number, like they forget. Please, guys, don't forget you're buying an investment. You're going to have to fix that by yourself. There's no programs that's going to fit your. You buy a home and they just fix it completely for you. No, baby. Like there's going to be issues, and you got to be ready, right? If you know that the roof is older, you're going to have to start saving for that roof. Like that's where the issue comes. Hey, Ronnie, how are you? Talking real estate today, and how y'all men's need to come on and buy some homes. Yes. So so that's where I want to encourage men that they need to start investing. Like it's not a lot, guys. Right now in Philly, oh yeah, one thing I forgot to tell you was if you have $3,000 to $4,000 cash and you live in Philly and you get the grant for $10,000, I could put you in a home. He says, I'm good. How are you doing? I'm doing great, thank you. I could put you in a home for $3,000 to $4,000 if this is your first time buying a home. Long as you've been working and your credit is up to par at 620, we help with that as well. So you have grant, you have credit. All you gotta do is go to work and save $3,000 $4,000 and we got you. And be reasonable and buy one of those homes that you can afford. You're a homeowner now. And now when the market is going up and the prices are rising, it's good for you. Make sense? Okay, thank you so much. If you missed it, you got to go back and see it from the beginning. I'm on my way out. I see y'all thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all share the video, like the video, comment. I'm still watching the comments. Thank y'all so much for watching. Wilton Real Estate, Wilton Real Estate Market Update. All right, guys. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm about to do the money show, so stay tuned. Bye.